Hello, my name is Neil, and today we are checking a new external tool which is called MineMap, and it's basically a way to replace a mist, which was the old tool to actually view a Minecraft map in a desktop app. And so it's way efficient because it can be multi-threaded, and also it has a lot of stuff which are neat. So today is checking them out. So the first thing you need to actually do is download, of course, the jar. So to do so, you will go in the description. There will be the link, but it's my GitHub MineMap. It's a fork of Captain Mutex, but it's actually way ahead, so there's a lot of feature. And then you go in the release section, so either this link or you can go on that tab. And here you will see the latest version. So right now we are in 1.33, but it will change, of course. So currently there was some stuff which were added. So next you download the jar. So of course, since it's a downloaded jar on the internet, it will actually check for virus and stuff like that. So of course it will take a while to download, then it will maybe show you the pop-up accept or deny. Of course you accept, well, if you want. Of course, if you are not safe with that, you can always build it from the source. So, but yeah. Anyway, when you have it, you will have to run it. So I will run it from my stuff here because it helped me to actually show some stuff. But you just run it, you double click if you have a specific well, if you have the Java runtime. But if you don't have the Java runtime, then you can just click and open with, and then you can run with the Java runtime. And if not, then you can do Shift, right click, and then go in PowerShell or CMD, and then you do Java dash jar, and then MineMap and the version. So if you run it, you will see that it will get some output. But yeah, anyway, let's run it. So first thing oh yeah, I have old one which are, yeah. When you run it, you get this, which is the default theme, but of course if you don't like this theme, you can change it. So you can change to light, IntelliJ, which is light but with some stuff change, dark, which is default, or dark color, which is mainly, yeah, just some tweak. So let's go to dark. There is also some other stuff we'll see later on. So the first thing you need to know is, yeah, you go in home, new from seed, then you can impute your seed. So here you can put any seed. So it could be a numeric one, it could be a string one, it could be anything really. Just need to be, well, correct if you want to see as a correct seed. You can press enter to continue, or you can just click on that button, but first you can also change the version. So we support all the version down from 1.0 to 1.16.5, which is the latest one, but of course it will be updated to 1.16. You can select the number of threads, so here I have 16 threads, so you can select that, but yeah, you can select one thread if you want. I will stay with that, and you can select any of the dimension, so we could load only the overworld, for example, or load all the three. So let's load everything. Let's go into the latest version. Let's put the seed 1.3 and let's continue. So as you can see, it's quite quick to load. So yeah, of course you can go far out, but it will take some time. So here, for example, if you go at border, you will see that we are at 15k, which is quite far out enough. But you cannot zoom more out except if you actually uncheck the restrict zoom. So then you can actually unzoom a lot more. But anyway, we'll not do that because it's quite a bit laggy when you do that. So let's just zoom back in. So as you can see, there is a lot of stuff going on. Of course, it's a map, so there is a lot. Here, there is your spawn. Then there is different icon for the structure and features. So there is a random portal, for example, the widget, and so on. The icon are designed by Unique Potatoes, but you can actually soon will be able to switch to other icon. So right now there is two set of icon. There is a flat one, and there is a rich one. It should happen in 1.35 that you will be able to switch between both of them. For now, there is only this set which is available. Anyway, so it's a custom set, so yeah. There is also Stronghold and so on. So the first thing you want to do maybe is actually disable some stuff. So you go in setting, so right click, setting, and then you can disable, for example, the biome. So you don't see any biome, you just see structure. You can disable all the structure. So if you want just to see the biome, you can show the grid, which is useful when you want to see the region and so on. You can disable each feature and structure by hand, or you can enable them by default. For example, mineshafts are not enabled. You guess why? Uh, you can see also some of the structure which are from the Nether in the overworld, which is useful. Slime check also, yeah, that's quite messy, but yeah, for example, yeah, you need to disable all of them. Yeah. Anyway, you can also disable some biomes. So, for example, let's disable the desert hill. So, if you see, there is black now, and yeah, you can show hide, and yeah, there is also a lot of stuff which are default, and everything is config driven anyway. You can also switch between the layers. So if you don't know biome generation, it works by layer. So the first layer is just like in 1 in 10 chance of something. Then there is actually a scaling layer, which is getting to another level of the scale layer. Then there is some land which is added and so on. And yeah, then there is other biome which are added until you get some kind of blurry image of pixelated biome. And then, yeah, there's much more scaling going on. There's a river going on and so on. So everything can be observed. And then, yeah, at some point it becomes quite natural until the last layer, which is the 49. 50 is actually a different one, but anyway. And all of that you can actually switch it with if you hold the control and then the wheel of the mouse, you can actually do it by yourself. So you can, yeah, switch between them easily with that. And of course you can change the control layer to something else, to shift alt alt here and so on here. So everything is customizable. Anyway, let's go back to the last layer. Let's close the setting. Then there is also some tool you can use. So for example, if you want to actually have some distance between two stuff, so you can enable the ruler. So you get this point, and you see there is a 6,000 block. You can get also some information. So in this line, it's actually a forest, which were the most of them. Uh, yeah, it's not really that good of a tool. Anyway, yeah. You can also change the color, of course, if you want. That's, yeah, neat. There is also the area tool. So if you want to draw a triangle, a parallelepiped, a square, yeah, you can also change, or you can get some information about it. So, oh fuck. Yeah, that's not fast. Yeah, it's a quite large area, so you had to compute everything on it. And yeah, so here you have a breakdown of each of the biome in it. Yeah, I don't recommend having such a large area, of course. Then you have the circle, so you can get a circle. Yeah, you have radius. That's already above uh, well, the possibility of this bond space there. So yeah, it's not really important. And you can get also some information about the biome in it. So yeah, could be useful. Anyway, so when you have seen that, well, you can also pin. Pin allow you to actually disable the closing tab on the seed, because you can open as many seed as you want, so they will all pop up here and so on. So you can pin and unpin the seed. You can also copy the seed or close the over tab. So yeah, I would close everything except this one, if except the group. So if you have actually the group here, it will only close the over group, but not all the group. Then you have the Nether, so you can see the Nether. So this is 1.16 plus Nether, so there is a nice noise. You can also change the biome style. So for now there is vibrant one, which is a bit brighter. Yeah, let's go back to the default, and you can see also the end. So the end, there is the end cities, the end gateway, and the nice noise map. Okay, then there is some utilities, so you can go to coordinate. Everything is shortcut dependent, so yeah, you can use shortcut if you want. You can go to coordinate, so for example, I want to go to 10K. I will just impute the coordinate. It can be block coordinate, chunk coordinate, or so on. And yeah, here I'm at 10K. So if you go on your cursor, you're at 10K. You can go to spawn, so to go back to 0, 0 again, that's useful. You can go to some structure, so the nearest one, so for example, ocean ruin, and then here there is actually an ocean ruin. Wait, no, yeah, this one. That one was the middle one, so this one is yeah. So that's useful when you want to go for a mission, for example, because yeah, I mentioned well, a bit rarer than some other stuff. You can load the shadow seed. So shadow seed is the same biome, but it's a different seed. So if you go back at spawn, you can actually see the different, well, the resemblance between two of them. You can see structure are different. So village is here, and village is here, and yeah, but biome overall are the same. Yeah, but it's a different seed. So that's useful if you want a variant of structure but the same biome. You can also list the closest structure. So yeah, I can list between 1 and I think it's, I'm not sure what is the limit, 1000 maybe, I think. Well, anyway, and you can list them, so yeah, that's quite useful, and you can jump to them if you want, so yeah, can be useful. You can also copy all the TP, so you get all the TP, so if you put it here, you get all the TP here. You can copy all the location, so if you put it here, you get all the location, and yeah, you can copy single one and so on, so everything is useful, it's utilities. You can also get the structure seed mode. So structure seed mode basically bypass the biome resection, so you get all the structure which will spawn. So if I put actually the grid, you can see that each structure spawn once in each grid. So here, for example, you have one village which is in that grid, one village in that grid, one village in that grid, and so on. And yeah, and there will be soon some sister seed info and so on. So that's in progress, but anyway, yeah. So right now you have single seed which is biome dependent, but if you want to see each biome, you can do that, which is useful, for example, in the Nether and so on. So yeah, when you don't want a bastion which is restricted by deltas. You can also change some metrics, so that's useful for some specific stuff, usually recommend Euclidean. And also you can change each of the shortcut, so you can put event type, usually it's kpress. Then you can put the control, could be any one. Yeah, usually you just want to change the modifier key and the key actually, and you can reset them or change them. So if for example I change it to let's take one which is not used, control K, no K is used, let's use Q, no A is used, Y, okay, Y, okay, and if I press control Y on my keyboard, then I get actually the load new seed, which is useful. Okay, so yeah, that's the tool. It's quite useful, quite fast in some way, and yeah. Also, there was a new feature which was introduced recently, so only in 1.13 version, which is a chest. So if you click on any structure which is valid chest, so that would be Runed Portal, Bird Treasure, and Desert Temple, you get this pop-up, which is a chest content, and you see items, item number, and also you can get the enchantment for pinked items, so here it's found free. And of course, if you keep that stuff open, so here I will put it here, you can also right click on any structure which is valid and it will update the content. So here, for example, yeah, you get everything, and yeah, you can just go around in the world and update your chest content, which is quite useful. Of course, you can close it and you can reopen it, but yeah, I mean, if it's open, then just let it open, I guess. Anyway, that's about it. I hope you enjoy this tool. I mean, it took a while to put it, but anyway, if you want to get some other feature in it, you can actually reach me on Discord. I will put a Discord link of a server which is specific to this development of this tool, and yeah, you will be able to put some suggestion and stuff like that, where you want like a new feature in that tool and because it's useful or something like that. But yeah, I guess I will try to make it happen. I mean, it's been a lot of release recently. I think if we look at the history, we can see that yeah, there was a few snapshot and so on. So I mean, I'm doing the development. So yeah, and yeah, since I told you that you can actually load any of seed in any seed in any version, you can actually see what happened between each of the version. So if you go here, then you go at 1.7 or 1.4 already changed. So 1. Yeah, you can see there is quite a difference between them. If you go a bit higher, so 1.7, so yeah, for example, yes, some biome are not enabled. What's the issue with this one? Yeah, that's an issue. Yeah, I will fix it later on. Anyway, you can load in other versions. So 1.7 to 1.12 was mainly the same, so you will get mainly the same. Yeah. Then there is 1.13, which was a newer rock of the system. So you will get a global shape which is a bit different. And let's go 1.16, which also added some change. And yeah, of course, yeah, it's it's not that efficient. I mean, it's still doing a lot of calculation because it needs to calculate every biome and it needs to display them and so on. So yeah, it's being optimized, but it's good enough to be used like on daily basis. And plus, if you don't want like some laggy stuff, you just disable them, and it become a bit yeah, easier to navigate. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Yeah, for listening to me. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this mod. So again, you can go on my GitHub, which is linked in the description, and just download it from there. Just a side note for people which are using it. So everything is config driven, as I told you, and everything is put in .minemap. So that would be in your home repository. So you go in your username, and then there is a .minemap folder which is hidden. So you might want to actually show it. So you want to show hidden item here, and then there is config. So it's JSON one, so you can actually look at them if you want to see what's going on and if you want to modify some value which are not available in the GUI. Then there is like the asset which are downloaded from Mojang. So for example, I download all the item texture because that part actually I cannot design by myself, which is a bit of two works. So yeah, I don't design it. So yeah, I use the Mojang one. And there is a log, so if you have an error, maybe you can send me those log, which might be useful. For now, yeah, only texture I'm not using from Mojang are the one which are for the structure, but I hope that I can make the same set for the item, even though there is actually a lot more. Anyway, thanks again. See you around.